Hello, my beautiful friends. Galliana Angel here with Symbiotic Souls. I'm here with your October forecast for the year of 2021, and I am here to first apologize that I'm a little late with this forecast. I was under the weather this past week. I normally draw 4 tarot cards to bring you a spiritual angelic message from the angels about your upcoming month. This month is no different, even though we are already past the first month technically. Spirit and angels are telling me that you still need to hear the message of the first week. So that means that either nothing regarding this particular message has happened yet, or just the seed was planted and the message is still coming full to fruition in the second week of October as well. So I'm going to continue to do all 4 cards even as if I hadn't missed it. So the card they want me to show you this week is for the Ace of Water. As you can see, hopefully you can see, this is an underwater scene and it looks like a mer person of some sort. And a little chalice with a fish on it. Okay, this card says on the bottom, falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, or a new home, or a place that you want to call home. So what your angels are saying about this card either could have started this past week, or it might still just start this week, but it's still very much in the making. They want you to know that some kind of love is being cultivated right now. It can be an actual romantic relationship with a partner or a new love coming into your life. It could be the rekindling of a previous love or a love that's current that has had some struggles that are going to bring those feelings and emotions back to life. Or it could be the kindling of a passion of some kind. It could be the love of anything. Now, if I was just doing this reading for one person, I'd be a lot more specific, but there's going to be a lot of people that view this video on different platforms, so we have to keep an open interpretation here. But because the same things aren't going to be happening for every single person, but there's definitely love in the air. Something, you're going to find love again this week with something that is going to bring you joy, something or someone. So this is a very optimistic card. It means that joy is coming, and right now is the time for spiritual growth through whatever you're experiencing, these new emotions or refound emotions. You're also going to grow and learn from that personal experience as well as other things that are going to happen this week. You're going to have incredible intuition. Your clairsentience especially is going to be stronger than usual. Clairsentience meaning what you feel. It can be a physical feeling. It can be an emotional feeling within you. That's going to be stronger than usual. Tune into it. Use it. It will serve you well. You will not go wrong if you tune into this energy. And it could also mean the makings of a new home or place that feels like home for you. Could be a new job, could be a new classroom, could be an actual physical home. But just to give you some extra insight, the message in the book that comes with it, it also says a wonderful new person or thing is coming into your life. This could involve a budding romantic relationship or renewed romance with your current relationship. Positive emotions such as joy, pleasure, and happiness are likely. You may find yourself falling in love. Now, for a specific person, this card is talking about falling in love with a person. But I am intuitively feeling that angels are saying that for some of you, this is going to be love for something else. That could be a family, a new pet, a new love that comes into your life with a pet. It could be a new job. You're going to find passion and love in something new this week. Your psychic abilities, especially your clairsentience and intuitive feelings, will take flight at this time. Spiritual growth accompanies the rich emotional experiences you're having right now. Some additional meanings for this card, for some of you, may mean that a true friendship is being born, that you are just going to love this person with your whole heart and soul, even if it's not romantic. It could be with just a new friend, or you could find that you're falling deeper in love with a friend that has been there for a long time, but you never really valued them the way that you are now being awakened to see their value. It could also mean you find your soulmate. Compassion and kindness is going to be shared and exchanged between you and someone else, and possibly a new home. So not too bad for the first week to into the second week's energies. That means some positive things are going to be happening, even though things around the world may seem a little dark, may seem a little scary right now, especially if you watch the media. Please do yourself a favor. Do not tune into the mainstream media. If you feel the need to find out current events and news that are happening, go inward. Listen to spirit, listen to yourself. If you really need it from someone else, then please find an alternative news source. Unfortunately, the legacy news channels out there all have an agenda. They are bought and paid for by particular people with different views, and they are very careful not to bring certain stories to the humanity, to the collective, that we need to hear, and are very quick to share with us the things that we really should not be hearing, that could be damaging to us, to our psyche, to our emotional side, mindset. So please block out all the stuff that's going on around you this week and focus on the new amazing things. Even though there's dark stuff going on out there, it's all for a bigger, greater picture of the greater good is bringing these things to light so that it can be exposed to be eventually gotten rid of completely. But that means the universe and magic is still happening, and it can still happen in your daily life. If you're not feeling and experiencing it, it's because you're too tuned in and too focused on other things instead of looking for that magic in the little things throughout your day and throughout your life. So our second card, our second week, and this will be, because we're a little delayed, going into the second week and into the early part of the third week, is the Emperor card. This also represents Archangel Michael. Some of you consider him Saint Michael. And it says organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. Speaking of those current events, I believe that this second and into the third week of October, we're going to hear more things about government issues, things that the government is trying to do, some things that may be a little concerning to you. I believe that some justice is going to be served and brought forth. But I think right now, more than ever, it is important, and angels are saying that it is important to be organized and logical in your thinking, in your planning, and the way you do things. For you personally, I believe this is going to be a great time of professional and spiritual growth if you apply yourself. But they say, be motivated, be excited, but build a foundation. Make sure you do the foundational work. Don't get too quick to speed too fast. And yes, you need to have a certain amount of faith to trust the angels to have your back and to guide you, or God to guide you. You also need to do your part of the planning to take steps to make sure that you have proper bricks in place to build that strong foundation. This is in your business, this is in your personal and your family life, to be prepared and organized. That doesn't mean be obsessed and over-focused on it, though. Allow that faith and that trust in the universe to come into play so that they can do their job as well. Have faith and trust. Just do your small part of applying the foundation, and then trust in them to take over and carry it even further and make the magic happen. This also applies to trusting the greater plan about the things that are happening in the world. You may hear some disturbing, scary things about war, potential war, the virus, the governmental things that are happening. You need to do your certain amount of research, your certain amount of organizational thoughts, organizing your thoughts and thinking for yourself, using your intuition and your own discernment. Pray for discernment from God and Spirit. Listen to your own inner self and ask yourself, does that make sense to me? Be a free thinker. Think on your own. Don't just believe it because the media is saying it. Don't just believe it because the government is saying it. Doesn't mean don't believe it. It means take everything that you hear and either, if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't make sense to you at all, then discard it and ignore it. But if you are concerned, then stop and tune into it in your heart center and ask God and Spirit to assist you, and ask your higher self, what does this feel like and mean to me? So organize that then, what you feel and what you think, and make that the priority over what somebody else tells you, over hearsay. Do your own research if you're not sure. Research meaning find it from multiple sources. No one specific source necessarily can be believed 100% because that's their reality and their truth, or it could be lies. So look from multiple sources, from alternative sources. Science is great, and in some places it can be trusted. At the same time, we've been told and been brainwashed to believe in all science, when science is still fallible. It is not perfect. If you ask an honest scientist, they'll be the first one to admit science is not perfect. Just because you can prove it with a scientific experiment does not mean it's end-all be-all, because there are always changing, malleable variables in everything. Science is also led by men. Men are fallible. They also have opinions. Just because it's a scientific theory over an individual theory doesn't necessarily mean it's correct. Okay? I mean, we would have never had an Isaac Newton or an Einstein if we didn't put faith into their initial thoughts and theories that then led to being proof that we now either live and die by or still take with a grain of salt based on who you are. But remember, science is still a theory. Even if it's proven, it's still proven by somebody else's set of guidelines. It's still a man's set guidelines where they set up that particular experiment. And it may prove something, but it's not infallible, and it's not irrefutable proof, because there's always another perspective, another way to go about it, another 20 people to add to that experiment, another different kind of placebo. I know that kind of sounds silly. Sorry, strike that. Another different method or way of doing things. So please, always rely on your intuition. I hate to say it, but Mom always taught me a little bit of common sense goes a long way. Book smart's not always the best smarts, okay, here, people, because book smarts, we only learn what someone wrote. So use your own thoughts and processes, then prioritize and place in a planning, organizational manner what you believe, and then how you're going to use that information to deal with what you're going through in your life, what you're seeing and being bombarded with, the messages. And do the same thing for your business, your education, your relationships. But trust you and your connection to Source, first and foremost, over any other knowledge or information that's coming in. But the Emperor card is saying here that it's important to cultivate logic, discipline, and order right now. This card signifies that although your dreams are valid and sound, they still need some guidelines and organization so that they can manifest properly. So just throwing your thought out there and saying, this is what I want, this is how I want to manifest it, or this is what I want to manifest, there has to be some kind of logic to it or order so that the universe understands your message correctly. Otherwise, you may get something related to it, but it's not exactly what you wanted, and you're like, well, this isn't what I wanted. No, you need to put the proper details, as detailed as possible, into that attempt to manifest it. You have to have somewhat of a plan to organize it so that it can be created. If you don't believe in manifesting, then that means you believe in the hard science of building it yourself, and you can't do that if you leave out certain ingredients or certain pieces of that object that you're trying to build, right? Same thing with a business or your dreams. You have to, it might take some time, and you can start with just the generalized idea. That's great. That's a great start. But then you have to start putting the pieces together so that the universe can back you up and provide the rest. So create a detailed plan for how you'll proceed, and maintain kind but authoritative control over how that plan is implemented. So be the boss, be the leader, but if you have others helping you, including your guides, angels, God, be kind in how you dictate what you want. Feel empowered to take a leadership role in your career and any projects you're working on during this second to third week. Structure and order are your friends as you move from the preparation stage into the execution of your plans. Believe in your ability to be positive and a diplomatic leader. Get organized so that you can be more effective. Additional meanings for this card could mean that the desire to be successful is going to be strong this week, the second to third week, and that you're going to need to be stable and organized to be successful. It also could mean making wise choices, having more security than you expected. Government agencies and enforcements like law enforcement could come into play this week, second and third week. And again, if you have to deal with them, those thoughts, those messages coming in, go inward, pray about it, think about it, do a little research, don't panic, don't just automatically believe what you hear. You may find out it's completely false, you may find out that it's true, but you may be able to look at it from a different perspective where you actually feel grateful for what's happening and you see the bigger picture versus just immediately acting on it and panicking or freaking out or worrying all week and being in a state of panic and anxiety, which will do you no good. It also could mean you're going to receive the respect of others. It even could mean fatherhood because of the Emperor. But Archangel is the angel of strength and protection who oversees everyone's life purpose. Call upon him for courage and strength as you make important and necessary life changes. If you're not sure what this card really means for you, you can ask Archangel Michael just to assist you in receiving the message and executing it and making sure that you make the right choices around any message that needs to come in for that week. He can help you focus your logical mind and left brain talents upon your project. Okay, so that is the second to third week of October, the Emperor card. The third week of October, we are given by the angels the Page of Earth. Scholarly, dependable, patient, successful. The Page of Earth. This pretty little earth fairy, all sparkly, little butterflies around her, flowers. It says good news about financial matters come this week. Wanting to do something more challenging and a new area of study. I believe the third week of October, around the third week of October, there is going to be some good news financially. It could be anything from an unexpected paycheck, an unexpected gift of monetary or just wealth and riches, whatever that means to you. It could mean suddenly getting some extra time with the ones that you love, and that to you is financially amazing and valuable. But I believe this too really does evolve around finances and money coming in, the things that you need to have coming in for the week. It could be news. You might not actually get it that week, but it could be news that it's coming soon, or you could actually get it that week. But I believe it's going to give you a little bit of hope because right now the financial picture of the world as a whole, as a country here in the United States, for me personally, where I live, it can be a little scary picture that we're receiving with the debt being so high. The financial picture looks a little bleak in a lot of places right now, and I think we're going to receive some kind of a message that's going to be encouraging, that's going to be uplifting, and let us know that, you know what, that doesn't have to affect you personally. There is still magic happening in the universe. The universe will still provide no matter what. The entire economic downfall of the world could happen, and yet the universe can still support you and provide for you, meeting all your needs. And that's what finances means. It doesn't necessarily mean handing money specifically to you. It means that your needs will be met, that you will not have the need for the money as much because the universe is going to provide for you in a big way. It could be having meals provided for your family. It could mean having your bills paid by somebody. It could be anything, having a roof over your head that you didn't expect when things looked bleak. Those are the things to look for, even in the small things, okay? Because being grateful for the small things, if somebody gives you $5, instead of looking at it and going, well, that's going to be gone in 2 seconds, that's one meal, where, what am I going to do after that? Instead of going to that mindset, be grateful in gratitude. Show the same amount of joy for that $5 as you would feel if somebody handed you $1,000. That joy and that energy around that raises your vibration and attracts more to you. So the more grateful you are, the more you recognize those small wins, the more wins you will have. So keep that in mind. And let's read what the actual book says about this. It's saying that situations around this third week of October are going to be overall good. There is going to be some bad news out there. You're going to see negative things, but overall for you, things are going to be good about financial matters that are coming soon. So not necessarily that week, but coming soon. Your plans move successfully forward at a steady pace, and you may adopt a new interest or passion. So that kind of goes along with the first card that I told you about, that there was a new love or passion coming into your life. So I think by this third week of October, that will be fully realized, and it can be connected to this card as well. The page of Earth represents a youth, a young person, maybe a student or someone who enjoys studying, someone who can be optimistic but still realistic about what can be accomplished. Successful, dependable, patient, frugal, and trustworthy. This is an archetype, a type of person that the energies are going to represent, that represents these kind of energies that you're going to feel around October, the third week of October, which means we want to look for those energies and embody them, and those things, good things then will happen that we're talking about. So learning more, being more scholarly, working at what your goals are. Now, I never am going to tell you to overwork. I'm never going to tell you to be a workaholic. I'm going to try and avoid the word hard when it comes to putting it with work. Because if you're doing the right things that are in alignment with your soul's purpose and your journey for your soul, you shouldn't have to work hard. You shouldn't have to overwork. You should work, but it shouldn't feel like work. But you have to make ends meet, so I suggest during the third week of October, late October, you work at learning more, being a little more scholarly, maybe take a new class, doing your research on the things that we talked about. And in doing that, it's going to foster those energies and bring all that good news. This could also mean doing your research. I know I just said that, but that was intuitive. It specifically says it here. Wisdom beyond being wise beyond one's years, and a return to school or learning. It can even mean materialism, but I don't think that really applies to most of you out there under this circumstance. So third week of October, look for the page of Earth energies. Focus on learning more, doing some research, taking some classes, learning, seeking out knowledge. Good news is coming. You're going to get good news about your finances. Hopefully you'll receive them, but if not, the news is coming, and you're going to learn more about that new love in your life. The final week of October, we have the Sun, which also has Archangel Uriel in it. And it says happy outcome. Okay? The world's going to try and make you think it's all negative and dark and bliss-free out there, but that could not be further from the truth. It's just where you look, what you're listening to. That's where you're going to find those things. And if you don't want to find all negative, then go elsewhere and you will find the bliss, you will find the joy, and it is out there to be found as long as you keep your focus off of the negative. Happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success, and have confidence in yourself. Okay? This is a wonderful card to end up the month on, and I really think it's going to help bring in some really fresh, amazing energies for November. So, be open to new opportunities and new ideas that are going to be coming this week, last week of October. Watch for new doors to open. Be listening to your intuition and your guidance, your messages that Spirit are sending you. You may have an amazing muse come to you that you don't even realize or recognize, but you suddenly start writing more. You suddenly start painting better. You suddenly feel more creative. You suddenly have a new wonderful idea for your business that people show interest in. Something amazing is going to come up, and you need to foster those ideas. Don't just ignore them and write them down and say, oh, I'll do it later. This means these things are going to be successful. If these things come up, act on them, because there is really good energy around them to help you succeed. So watch for that the final week of October. This card indicates it's a wonderful time for you. You're succeeding in ways that you never dreamed possible. Endeavors that you begin now are blessed with abundance and success. You got to remember, this is coming into the solstice. Winter solstice is coming up. The end of the month of October, the veil is thinner than it is any other time of the year. You are so open to energy from God, from Spirit, from angels. All the good energy to be had is right there during this time of the year. So this particular month, it is crucial that you tune into those amazing energies so that you can be successful and manifest everything that you desire going into the last part of the year. And it also helps you foster all the new amazing things for next year. So keep your thoughts positive, and everything will turn out beautifully. Do not let yourself go deep or dark, okay? Not too deep where it drags you down. This is a time of brilliant new ideas and solutions. Have confidence in yourself. The work you've done personally and spiritually brings astonishing changes to your life. You're on the right path for your own enlightenment, and you're on the right path to help others as well. Because as you succeed at your own enlightenment, you shine your light out there for the rest of the world to see. You inspire and motivate others to do the same. This card can also mean joy, public recognition, the attainment of great personal insights, vibrant physical and or emotional health. It could mean any or all of these things, just depending on what it specifically means for you. These are generalizations for the whole group. Either way, it's positive and beautiful and a wonderful way to end October. Archangel Uriel is the archangel who helps with mental functioning, including focus and concentration. You can call on her and ask her for help and guidance anytime. Call on her to spark new ideas and solutions, as well as to increase your confidence in your intelligence and your wisdom. She can also act as a muse and help channel amazing things to you. Remember, a lot of people are afraid to ask angels for help because they feel they are going against the Bible, they're going against God, they're going against other religious beliefs. Remember, you don't have to worship the angels. I'm not talking about worshiping them. They are God's tools. They are God's servants that he places there for these particular reasons. The reason you hear an archangel is the archangel of this or the archangel of that is because that's the focus God gave them to help humanity. So it is not going against God to ask for help from them as long as you're not worshiping them and calling them God. Okay? So please do not hesitate to ask them for help. Call them in for the assistance. Give them the credit they deserve for helping you when it works. But if you don't feel comfortable with that, then give all the credit to God. The angels are not greedy. They don't need all that credit. They don't mind. They want to help you. And they don't mind at all if God gets that credit because they are serving him in a huge way and they want what he wants. Okay? So you have these amazing cards for the week. First week into the second week, the Ace of Waters, a new love coming in, a new passion, spiritual growth. The Emperor, justice, cultivating and organizing your thoughts, your logic, putting your business, your personal life, your spiritual path all into some form of plan or organization so that the universe and God can back you up on it. Some great messages coming through. The Page of Earth, some good news about your finances, learning more, focusing on new knowledge, and then being successful. Bringing in amazing ideas and new opportunities that are going to help you feel amazing, get the recognition that you've been seeking, and it's going to wrap up a beautiful month. There are going to be crazy things out there. Please, neutral. We need to look at it from a place as if you're looking down on it and look at the bigger picture and see all the good things that are going on in the same chaos as the negative, but know that there is a greater picture out there, that light will always win out over the dark, and remain neutral, observing it as if it's not going to touch you. You are a divine sovereign being. You have a choice in how you react to those things that are happening around you. Observe them and then let them go. And then trust in God, the universe, all the amazing good people that are out there, and the light that is going to help pull you through anything that does come along that's negative. But remember all the amazing, wonderful things, the positive things that are happening, and that ultimately in the end, everything turns to light, love, and success. And I'm not saying there's not going to be hard times and difficult times ahead, because there will be, my friends. What I'm saying is you keep working hard and working hard only in this way, at keeping your vibration up, staying positive. That's where you work hard, okay? You work on loving yourself, loving your life, and I promise you, good things will come to you, and you won't have to worry about all that negative you're hearing about, okay? I love you. Namaste. And I ask that love and healing and beautiful energies follow you through this month. Until next month, bye.